Hey, welcome back. We're traveling around this week talking to amazing soldiers in the Iowa Army National Guard. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I miss appointments. I show up to the wrong meeting. Yesterday, I called a doctor to cancel an appointment. He said I didn't have an appointment. That's a true story. And there's an awesome person behind this door, Sergeant Clark. She's going to talk to us as a training NCO, someone who has to organize schedules and get people where they need to be, the right place, the right uniform, and the right attitude. She's the go-to person for helping us get organized and talking to us about being successful, not just in the Iowa Army National Guard, but in life. Let's go talk to Sergeant Clark. Hey, Sergeant Clark, Chaplin Hadley. We're just traveling around this week talking to awesome soldiers such as yourself. And today we want to learn about being successful, specifically how do we get organized? How do we do this thing called life, and how can we do it better?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I grew up in a home where my mom was a hoarder, and everything was always in a disarray, and I always felt like my whole life growing up was just chaos and disorder, and I kind of made a pact when I moved out on my own that I wasn't going to live that way, and I wasn't going to let my kids live that way. So I kind of put that in my home life, but also here at work. So it's been very beneficial for me to try to organize.
So what are some tips if you're sitting out here and you're watching this today and that word hoarder kind of spoke to me. My desk is messy, and I always tell people it's a sign of genius, and the custodian says it's a sign of get your life together. So how do I begin to condense that paperwork? I mean, I look at yours and you've got everything lined up. You can't see these notes because they're top secret, but they're color coded. And I mean, she's got everything lined up. We call it in the Army dress right dress. Talk to us, Sergeant, about how we can start. Where do I start to get organized?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is little steps. If you're not already an organized person, it can kind of seem overwhelming. So like at home, I always do the dishes before I go to bed, because that way I know when I wake up in the morning, it's taken care of, my space is clean, and I'm not stressing about it right away first thing in the morning when I get up. So just something little like that. They also say like make your bed in the morning, because it's just one little thing that is taken care of and you don't have to worry about it. At work, I'm kind of a forgetful person, so I have to make a list. I make a list, and it's color-coded, like you said. I write it down. If it's really important, I highlight it, and then when it's done, I cross it off my list. But that way I don't forget what I'm doing, and it's just a simple little reminder for me. And I can take a look and say, oh, if I have to do travel stuff today, I've got 4 things that I can do that are on my list, so I can knock those all at the same time, so I'm not getting in and out of the same programs multiple times a day, which makes me more efficient at my job also. So
I love that. The little things add up to the big thig
They do.
What are some of the big things that we can do to be successful, not just in our careers or our jobs, but just in life in general? What are some of the big rocks for you?
Yeah, I have 3 little boys. They are 8, 6, and 4.
Wow.
And so if I allow my life and my home to be in chaos, then they are in chaos. So keeping things tidy, keeping a schedule, being organized, whether it's at work or at home, it plays a big part in that. And when you're organized and you have things in line, it helps people around you be in line and know what's expected of them. And if you can give people as much information as possible, it helps them be successful in the future.
Yeah, 3 boys, 2 more, Sergeant Clark, and you could have a basketball team. Just something to think about.
That's true.
But you probably don't get a lot of sleep or a lot of rest. Talk to us about how important it is in your daily life to get enough rest, what that means. I mean, you work in the what we call the med deck. It's a medical department. You're around physicians of all types, from dental to surgery to general practitioners. You've probably learned a lot about things like sleep and nutrition. Talk to us a little bit about some of those big things that help us also be successful.
Absolutely. So like you said, we're in the med debt here, so we're responsible for the health and medical readiness of all of the Army soldiers in the Iowa National Guard. So we do counselings daily and on weekends about their health, their nutrition, getting a good sleep schedule. And part of being organized falls into all of that. If you're organized and you can kind of plan out your day, you can get your stuff done, that means you can relax when you get home. You don't have to worry about what you have to do the next day. You already have it written down. You have a plan in place. It allows you to relax when you're at home. It gives you that downtime you need. And then also it helps you get on a good schedule, so you're able to go to bed, and when you're laying in bed at night, you're not thinking about what you need to do the next day. You're just able to shut it off and go to bed because you already have a plan and you're ready to hit the ground running. And then the nutrition part, it's been pounded into our heads, at least it's been pounded into my head since I was little. Healthy eating helps you have energy. It helps you just live a better life, and exercising again is a part of that. And if you can work that into your daily schedule and being organized in that way, it's only going to benefit you and help you in the future.
Yeah, I really liked how you said to take care of tasks before you go to bed, because I think we've all been there, right? Our mind's racing and things, and I've heard statistics like you can only keep like 4 things in your head at one time. Anything past 3 or 4 things, and it drops off. And I love that you've encouraged us to make a list, and I can see the boxes that you check them off as you go along. What list do you give your kids at home? Do they have a list of chores? What are some things that you talked about your 3 boys and making them successful? We've got a lot of people watching that are going to go on to do a lot of different things. What are some simple tasks that you give them every day?
Yeah, so kids need routine and they need rules. So we limit their screen time. We force them to get outside and play. And then tasks at home, they help with the dishes. They always clear their plates at the dinner table. They're responsible for their own personal hygiene, so brushing their teeth, taking showers and bathing, all that kind of stuff. Making their bed, it happens most of the time, but not all the time. But it's just little things like that helping them organize their lives, picking up their toys when they're done with them, just helps them be more confident in themselves because their environment is clean, and it gives them more respect for themselves.
Yeah, and I would imagine as they get older, as young adults, then it'll be different tasks, similar, but then, turning off their phone at night before they go to bed, or taking care of their homework right when they get home, or making sure their car is inspected, and, making sure you get those things. Do you have plans in place already, or are you just is your kind of a planner? How far out do you have this plan?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Of course, the better you can help prepare them for the future, the better off they're going to be. So you mentioned homework, and with COVID, they haven't been in school for quite a while. But yeah, when they get home from school, if they have homework, we sit down and we do it right away. That way they have the rest of the evening kind of to relax and be kids, kind of like we talked about having your list and getting it done for work. They have the same thing at home. They have their list. They've got to get it done before they can go do the things that they enjoy. So, and then in the future, just like you mentioned, turning off your cell phone at night or making sure their cars are taken care of. Even something as simple as filling up with gas, I'm sure most people out there have forgotten to do that at some point and been stranded on the side of the road. So just making sure that they're prepared for situations like that, and planning ahead can kind of help prevent situations that could come up.
Yeah, I love how you said, do the things you have to do so you can do the things you want to do.
Right.
I think that's really important because then when it comes to actually doing the things you want to do, they're more enjoyable because you're not thinking about all the things that you have to do. And I think that's awesome. So as we wrap up here, without getting into too many specifics, what general advice would you have for a soldier coming in? And just if you could give them just one thing, what would you tell them that would make them the most successful in life? Take that spot.
In regards to organization.
Just life.
Just life in general. Life in general, I would say communication. I go a million miles an hour, and drill weekend is no exception. We have 85 soldiers in the med det, but we have anywhere from 500 to 750 soldiers going through on a drill weekend. So if somebody comes up to me and they say, "Hey, Sergeant Clark, I need XYZ," I always say, "Hey, can you shoot me a text? Can you write me a note? Can you send me an email?" Because I'm going to forget, because in the time it takes you to talk to me, and then I get back to my office, 5 other people have hit me up about something. So communication and following up is very important. And again, it helps you be organized, and it helps other people maintain organization. So just communicate and follow up, and I think you're on a right path to doing something great. So.
I love that you brought up so many different ways to organize. So, if you're not a notebook person or a list person, you could be a digital person. There's apps for keeping you organized. There's lists on your phone, on your computer. There's email ways to organize your contacts. And then it all flows together. It's all about communicating and organizing those thoughts. And all right, Sergeant Clark, kind of a strange question for you. Let's say you had an apple and a chocolate bar, both right here on your desk. Which one would you eat first?
Funny you should ask that, sir, because this morning when I packed my lunchbox, I packed an apple and I packed a chocolate bar. And the apple is gone. I've eaten it already. And the candy bar is here in my desk for after lunch. It's my little treat for having a good schedule and eating healthy, and you have to reward yourself every once in a while. So
yeah, a reward for a job well done and pushing through and doing the right thing, the smart thing first, and then enjoying it later. That's awesome, and I can imagine how that's thinking that out. So you had to plan that out. Like the apple didn't just show up in your lunchbox, right?
Right.
It didn't. The candy bar didn't just show up. You had to make those decisions. Talk to us about the importance of making the right decision, spending the time planning that out so that you can make the right decision later, and what rewards that gives you. So you talked about rewards.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the military, we have to maintain a certain level of physical fitness, and that's not by chance. We have a very demanding job, and there's things that we are required to do that requires us to be physically fit, healthy, mentally and physically. So when you plan those things out, like your healthy eating, that gives you energy to accomplish the things you need to do. But also, like I have a very, not strict routine, but I have a very routine lifestyle. If I'm going to work out in the morning, I pack my bag the night before. It does a couple of things. One, I don't forget something in the morning because I've already thought about it and it's already packed and ready to go. But also, when I'm laying in bed in the morning and my alarm goes off and I think, I don't want to do it this morning, I say, you know what, my bag's already packed, my alarm's already set, I'm already awake, I've set the things in place that are going to help me be successful to accomplish the things that I need to do, whether it's working out or packing my lunch for the day ahead, or planning my meals out for a week so I know how to grocery shop and what I need so I don't buy a bunch of extra stuff. All of those kinds of things help you be healthier and be organized, and help you succeed in the future.
Yeah, and I can imagine being a busy mom of 3. You've got, like you said, a demanding full-time job, and we have 7,000 soldiers in the Iowa Army National Guard, and they all come through at some point or another. This department and this section. If you've got a plan, and if you don't plan, you kind of plan to fail, right? And
right.
I love how you said that, without having that bag packed, it would be easy to just say, forget about it, and you build that into your schedule. What are some other things you make sure you get into your schedule every day that help you be successful?
So on the weekends, my husband and I, we meal plan, and we don't do like meal prepping where people cook 7 meals in the week. We schedule out our meals, we cook our dinner every single night, we plan for leftovers, and then I'm able to bring that to work. So when I have my lunch, I'm eating healthier because I know what's in it and I know what I've prepared. And I'm not like last minute, oh my gosh, I don't have lunch today, I'm gonna go run out and grab, a cheeseburger or whatever at the local place down the road. I've got something healthy in my lunch that I know is there, and just doing little things like that just helps organize.
And the benefits are beyond that too. You're saving money.
Right.
You're getting a nutritious meal, probably something really great that you liked at least the first time. And then also you've got a plan, so you don't have to worry about, you're not stressed trying to run out and run back. And I can imagine if I'm out here watching and I'm a student in maybe high school or college, those are things that I need to plan for as well. So if I have physical education that day, I need to pack the night before, put my gym shorts in, my shoes. If I'm an athlete, I need to make sure I pack my cleats or whatever equipment I need for the day, and have everything in there ready to go the night before. So I'll wake up and go, I'm ready to go, and it's one less thing on my list.
Absolutely. With my kids, when we were in school, we look at their weekly schedule. Hey, I have gym class, so we got to plan out our clothes, and we lay out our clothes every night for what they're going to need for the next day. If they have library, hey, we got to find your library book. We got to get it in your backpack the night before, so we're not running around the last minute tomorrow morning trying to get off to school. It's already ready to go. So yeah, it does help a lot.
And some of the great rewards from that is not paying a library fee. We've probably been there on an overdue book, not showing up to gym class in our blue jeans, and hopefully getting the great grades because we've got all of our stuff ready to go.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, I hope you've enjoyed talking to Sergeant Clark as much as I have. I have learned probably too much. I know I need to get out of here and get organizing, but before I do, I need to check this off the list, Sergeant Clark. Sergeant Clark, done.
Good job, sir.
Thanks for all your time. Stay always ready.